let's talk about one of the two NetGalley arcs that I finished in the month of January and how much I loved it. This was my ebook pick from one of my favorite indie authors that I've discovered here. There's many videos in which I gush over how much I love the Gumeverse. And yeah, this one is going to be no different. We have Ghosts Aboard Starlight, his new high-low verse novel that will be published in the next couple of months. I have already pre-ordered my book from Birdhouse Books here in Austin, Texas. I wanted to get in on the beautiful wrapping that he's been hinting at with his videos. And there might even have been promises of dino nuggies. Okay, but obviously I've already read it, and how does that hold up? Am I gonna be excited about my pre-order showing up? Spoiler alert, yes. I'm still gonna be very stoked. I wanna say that this is his fifth fictional verse novel that he's published with West 44 Books, and like the others, there's those connecting themes that makes his writing so enjoyable to read. While this one seems to call very much back to some of the storylines in Solar Punks and the final Diadem, like the others, it can be read as a standalone. You don't need to read everything in order to get what's going on with this sci-fi story, but it makes it more enjoyable if you do. The story is going to be told through poems, which makes it a very accessible read, but we're also seeing the author really finding his footing when it comes to the sci-fi genre. I really like the different elements that he worked into the storyline, incorporating both AI, cryogenic sleep, and deep space exploration. While obviously that's going to be driving this plot and story along, when it comes to the actual development of the characters and the message to the story, we're seeing once again what he excels at, taking that action-packed story and incorporating more deeper elements like family ties, sacrifices, and fighting for what is right, even if it is the most difficult thing to do and to recognize at times. He might have drew me in with the whole shepherding Triceratops in deep space. But like all his other books, once you finally get into the meat of what the story is about, it is both heartwarming and oddly so much needed right now, especially when we're comparing some of the fights that people are carrying on in their own lives in reality. There is a particular poem that was so brief and yet so impactful that I cannot wait till I get my copy so that way I can earmark that one. In fact, I'm sure once I get a copy, I'm going to be bragging about how much I like the story and trying to convince y'all to pick it up if you haven't already. At that point, I think I'm gonna have enough of his books where I can officially rank them based off of which ones are my favorites. So another ARC NetGalley success. Be on the watch out for a review on one of the audiobooks that I picked up from them recently and what I think about Bad Asians.